Shalom, shalom. I'm gonna wait till a couple people get on here, but this live is gonna be about keeping your garments clean for the sisters, of course. So how to keep your garment clean as a woman in this truth. And my phone's actually about to die, so I'm about to just kind of jump into it. I want to give all honor and glory and praises to the Most High God of Israel. Kahal Yahweh B'Shem Mashiach Wamalak Yahushai. Let me put a little Shalom Aquila. I'm about to put this thing on here just to let folks know. This is for the sisters. All right. Okay. All right. Shalom, shalom. Okay. So I'm going to just kick it off with Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 8, and it reads, "Let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment." So that's just the classic, let your garments be always white. So we got to make sure that our spirits are as pure as possible. Everybody knows that the color white, is a similitude for being pure. So we got to make sure that our spirit is always shalom, sis. Make sure our spirit is always white, making sure we're as blameless as possible in this truth, and offending less and less every single day. So we got to make sure that we're being free from sin, and we're just taking off that old dirty garment that we had on in the world and putting on that new righteous garment, and making sure that when we're in this truth that we're not lacking understanding, which is very important. So like the next part of the verse says, "And let thy head lack no ointment." That ointment that it's talking about is understanding. So we got to make sure that we're never lacking understanding. We're always feeding our spirit and keeping our garments clean, aka keeping our spirit clean. And I want to get the book of Genesis chapter 35. Chapter 35, verse 2, and it reads, "Then Jacob said unto his household and to all that were with him, Put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments." So boom, right there in the Torah, it tells you right there, put away all those strange things you used to do in the world, everything that makes you look like you're in the world. We got to be a set apart people, just like the Most High called us to be. So we got to make sure that we're not out here acting worldly, and just making sure that we're putting away any weird, strange, false doctrines that were in the world, Christianity, Islam, whatever the case may be, and making sure that we're fully following this word as best as we can, striving to be perfect, and making sure that we're, again, changing that garment, examining ourselves daily, and making sure, okay, what can I do better? How can I go harder in this truth for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai? How can I better benefit my household if you are married? And how can you better, matter of fact, even if you're not married, if you are married, you can just think about how can you be a better woman? How can you serve the Most High better? And how can you add to the ministry as well? So with that, I'm going to get Psalms chapter 73. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm tripping. All right. This is the book of Psalms chapter 73, verse 6, and it reads, "Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment." So that whole chapter really goes into really just the description of the wicked. So we know that we do not want to be wicked in this truth. Like we're done being wicked. We're trying to come into this truth as a new woman, do better, do the right thing, so we can attain the kingdom, Most High willing. So we got to make sure that we're not having any prideful spirits, any lustful spirits, not giving ourselves over to the lust of the flesh, and just making sure that we're not acting as the wicked once again. And we got to make sure that we're not violent as well, because Eve could be pretty violent just due to this world. I'm just gonna say that generations, our people didn't know but Most High willing. All praises to the Most High that we're able to retain this knowledge and this truth due to Yahweh Bashim Yashai, of course. And we gotta make sure that we're putting away that violent character, that wicked, prideful spirit, all those wicked spirits that had us tied to wickedness and destruction. So with that, I want to get the book of Revelations, chapter 16. So I feel y'all. Let me paste this up together. Alright, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 15, and it reads, Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. So boom, we don't know when Yahweh Shai is going to come back. Obviously, we're watching the prophecies. Make sure you're watching prophecies as well. So it's just very, very important. You know, focusing on Proverbs 31 is a beautiful thing. But please, please, please focus on prophecy, because these prophecies are coming to pass. It's very, very important to keep watch, even as a sister. So, Yahweh Shai, he's coming back as a thief. You feel me? So, blessed is he that watcheth. So, again, we must be keeping watch, making sure that we're, you know, I might do a breakdown on the seals. I don't know yet. Just depends on what the Most High puts on my spirit. But, blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. Shalom, Valley. Yeah, so, see, you threw me off. Okay. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. So we got to keep our spirits right in these last days, especially. We cannot be faint in this thing. We got to make sure that we're going hard and harder every single day. Keep going harder in this thing. Keep striving for perfection. Keep increasing in this thing. We can't be stagnant. So we got to make sure that we're keeping our garments. We're always watching over our garments. Like, you know, you kind of got a shirt in this dirt. It's your favorite shirt. You feel me? It's your favorite shirt. It got the fringes on it. You know, it got a stain on it. But you're like, dang, like, I don't want that stain on there. You feel me? I don't want that stain when I go outside and everybody gonna be like, dang, like, you got that nasty behind stain on her shirt. Like, you don't want people to be like that. So those people is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So we don't want to come before the Lord and our garments are unclean, very unclean. We want to be as clean as possible, looking like we fresh out the, you feel me? Fresh out the washing machine, fresh out the dryer, you know? So the next part when it says, least he walk naked and they see his shame. So when you don't have that covering of righteousness, you know, and you're boom, you naked, like all your dirtiness is just showing, you know? So we don't want our dirtiness to show. We don't want to be naked lest they see. That's like basically saying, like, lest Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai sees our sin and our downfall due to our sin. So if you could think about it like that. So we don't want to be ashamed and when Yahweh Shai comes back, we want to be like, okay, well done, my faithful servant. We don't want to hear depart from you, because our garments weren't clean and we weren't being diligent and watching and making sure that we're as blameless as possible again in this thing. So with that, I'm gonna get Isaiah. And again, this isn't gonna be long because my phone is about to die, which is a shame because I knew I was gonna go on live, but everything's of the Lord. So Isaiah chapter, sorry y'all, I can't read. Okay. 52 and okay. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 52 verse 1, and it reads, Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city, for henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down, O Jerusalem. Look thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. So that's really just going into really just putting on that garment again, putting on that garment of righteousness. This is just, you know, basically Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai calling us to be who we're called to be. So we got to make sure that when we do put on that spirit, that garment of righteousness onto our spirit, that we're casting away and not letting any uncleanness come back into it. Like, what's the point of washing something? It was already dirty. Your favorite shirt, it was already dirty. Why get it back dirty again after you just washed it. There's no point. So we got to make sure that we're putting away anything that's unclean from our spirit and making sure that we're keeping it as clean as possible. And with that, I'm going to get Isaiah 59 and verse 17. Salakia. And it reads, "For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak." So that's going into Yahushua. But you know, in this truth, even as women, we want to be as close to Yahushua as possible. We want to be Christ-like. And when it says he put on righteousness as a breastplate, we got to make sure that we're being as righteous as possible, even as women, because we do have an important role, even as women in this truth. We got to make sure that, you know, we're being shamefaced, modest, you know, reverencing our husbands, and just respecting the order that the Most High has ordained for us. And when it says at the end, I'm gonna go back up. And he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. So a clad, I had to look up clad in the BOV. I was like, what does clad mean? So clad means covered or wrapped. So Yahushua is wrapped with zeal as a cloak. So as sisters in this thing, we got to make sure that we're going hard. You know, we're studying, we're reading, we're fasting, we're praying, we're being diligent in this thing, and not waxing faint. Because even Yahushua, you know, he was covered with zeal. So we want to be as zealous as possible, praying to the Most High in the name of Yahushua, that, you know, he doesn't take that spirit away from us to be on fire and diligent in this thing. And then I'm going to get Isaiah 61 and 10. And it reads, "I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. My soul shall be joyful in my God. For he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation. He hath covered me with the robe of righteousness. As a bridegroom decketh himself with ornaments, and as a bride adorneth herself with jewels." So you want to kind of be putting all the nice stuff on your garment. You know, you don't want nothing dirty, unclean on your garment. We got to make sure, you know, we're obtaining more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and that only comes from the Most High, Yahweh, of course. So we got to make sure we're being diligent, again, keeping that garment clean. And I think I'm going to get another, I have like 2 more. Okay, so I'm going to get Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. Okay, and it reads, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." So we already know that Israel is a stiff-necked people. We don't want to be rebellious against the Lord. So we got to make sure that we're always making sure that we're moving in the spirit. You know, don't do anything without counsel from the Lord. And then obviously getting counsel from a sister is mighty as well. So we got to make sure that we're not adding sin upon sin, because we are rebellious and stiff-necked people. So we got to make sure that we're always just being diligent in this thing and making sure that we're not adding sin upon our garment. Because again, you want that favorite shirt to be as clean as possible. You just washed it. You just washed it. You don't want to get it dirty. So we're in this truth. We're trying to do better. We're increasing every single day. And I'm going to get Job chapter 29. And Slack it, y'all. Dang. Slack it. Okay. This is the book of Job, chapter 29, verse 14, and it reads, "I put on righteousness, and it clothed me. My judgment was as a robe and a diadem." So, again, putting on righteousness is literally precept upon precept. We got to be righteous in this thing, sis. So, we gotta get it together. Make sure that we're putting on every single fruit of the Spirit onto our spirits as well. And that's, the Galatians 5:16 through 22, I think. And just making sure that we're slacking at my dog. They're doing weird stuff. But that's really all I have today. So Lord willing, I'll be back on here tomorrow because I got a couple more live ideas for y'all. So Lord willing, this resonated well in a sister spirit. Reach out to me if you need anything at all, counsel, just somebody to talk to, advice, all that. The water for joining. Shalom. I pray y'all have a blessed night. And yeah, I think that's it. So I give all honor and glory and praises to the Most High God of Israel. Call Yahweh by Shem. See that? Phone was about to die. So I gotta charge my phone, y'all. But shalom, Brianna. Hey, shalom. But all praises to the Most High God of Israel. Call Yahweh by Shem Mashiach. I'm like y'all shy. I pray that y'all just continue to just keep enduring in this truth. I know it ain't easy. I'm here for y'all. I love y'all so much. And shalom. Wait. Slacking, I thought I saw something. But shalom, y'all.